All right, 6 minutes until retail sales. Let's go. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube channel of more than 21,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose, because trading is risky and not appropriate for everyone. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Good morning. Come tell you, how are you? Hey, we got retail sales today. And that's a big deal because it's a measure of C. And we're concerned about C plus I plus G plus X minus M, which is equal to Y. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's a big deal. It's part of the measure of consumer spending. And that's a big part of the United States economy. Very cool. So let's get an update on the news headlines that have come out in just the last few minutes.
Silver price forecast. Silver US dollar consolidates below multi-year high as bullish momentum softens.
U.S. Trade Advisor Navarro, we have got several trade deals, but many are unilateral. Kevin Warsh, AI trends as an opportunity and is concerned the Fed cannot see that.
Oil prices gain on geopolitical risks, inventory worries. U.S. dollar holds firm as Trump walks back threat to remove Fed Chair Powell.
The U.S. dollar is higher versus the major currencies to start the U.S. trading day. Forex Live European FX News Wrap, dollar shrugs off Trump Powell drama to move higher.
Crypto today. Bitcoin recovery stalls below $120,000 as Ethereum XRP rally gains momentum.
FTSE modestly higher as investors focus on earnings.
Euro US dollar extends losses and nears multi-week lows ahead of US data releases.
Cool. What a great squawk box, huh? So, yeah, taking a look, UK employment, okay, up to 4.7. Australian unemployment, 4.3. Then in 2 minutes, we have our retail sales. I'm going to watch retail sales headline year over year. And a bad number is good and a good number is bad, just so you know. If you don't understand that, I've already covered all of this at traders.com this morning when we went over the news radar, which shows the likely outcome when the news comes out in 2 minutes and 22 seconds. We've already analyzed all this. We already know what currency pair to focus on as well. Yeah. But anyway, so this is going to happen, and we will do that together. Oh, yeah, and if you don't understand this pattern, this ABCD emerging pattern on USD Rand, if you look at the description below the video, there's a download link to get the cheat sheet. There's training tools to help you understand all the different patterns. I think there's 20. Okay. Cool. You guys excited about the news? Yeah, it's a big deal because we're trying to calculate nominal GDP. And that goes into the calculation, right? So like I was saying earlier, okay, C plus I plus G plus X minus M is equal to nominal GDP. And so we're looking at that, but that could be worth as much as 70% of the calculation of Y, which is nominal GDP. So if C is down, that's a big deal. If C is up, that's a big deal. And it translates into whether the Fed is going to cut interest rates in September or not cut interest rates. You have to understand the behavioral finance of this scenario. But again, I've already covered that. So here we go. Looking at the year over year, you can also do the weekly claims, but I think we're focused on C right now. C meaning retail sales, Y over Y, year over year. And a disappointing number shows tariffs. Wait for it. Wait for it. Come on, U.S. Census Bureau. This is real time. Still waiting. Still up. 3.9. It's good, which is probably bad. Oh, wow. So C is still going good. Looks like we got that massive money supply working for us. Yeah, in the past, yeah, dollar strength, dollar strength, dollar strength. Okay, okay, okay. All right. All right. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. So we could go to like yeah, dollar strength, dollar strength, dollar strength. Oh. Yeah, oh, pound is strong today too. We already recognized that. Euro, yeah. So look, dollar strength across the board as expected. You're like, what do you mean, Wayne? Oh, right. Like Canada, Canadian portfolio investment in foreign securities increased to 1337B in May from previous 4.1 BUA. United States Export Price Index, year over year, increased to 2.8% in June from previous 1.7%.
U.S. retail sales for June 0.6% versus 0.1% estimate.
United States retail sales, MOM, above expectations, 0.0% in June. Actual, 0%. So what I mean is we already have this as 71.4% chance of down. And yeah. So now I have this, I think I have this as a target. Grab it. But now what I would look for if I were me is something around there. Hey, now we can drop into a 1 minute if you want. And then if you were going to use this, there you go. The other thing you could do is fib it. Pretty basic. Okay. Now, one of the things we could do at traders.com when it comes to trading the vol on news, aka scalping the news, is we can see in the past it closed down. So in the first 15 minutes, it dropped, then it popped, then it dropped again at the stock market open. So this is not a clean trade, at least compared to the greater than expected news on May 15th. The greater than expected news on November was much cleaner. It dropped and continued. Back in October 17th, okay, once again, greater than expected positive differential, and euro dollar did fall over 2 hours. So that one was clean. And then on September 17th of last year, it was a very significant beat, and that also produced instant bearishness that did last 2 hours. And then, wait, is this too much data? Wayne, that's too much data. All right, well, this one was a huge positive differential, and it dropped like a ton of bricks, but then stalled out. It was all over within the first half hour. Oh, really? Okay. So the high volatility event-driven strategy, as most of you should know or likely know, is you look for resistance right around where we are now. Okay. For a new short. Okay. Yeah. So if you were going to sell it, you would sell it, right? Like something like that, and then you'd put your stop higher. I don't. Oh, wait. I looked up while I was doing it. We'll put it there. Normally I have you preset this with an OCO. Okay, so I get my auto stop going. Okay, this is a scalp. So what do you want to do? 25 OCO, for example. Okay, normally I have that fired up going first. Okay. Well, let me cancel that one and see if it'll do the OCO automatically now. Yeah. All right, and that's that. That's a high volatility event-driven strategy. Will it work? I don't know. It's non-directional. It's just a stupid, pissy little news trade. Ugh. All right, so we'll move on.com. All right. What do I want to do now? What do you want to do with your life? I want to trade. Yeah. All right, let's do our macro. Macro. Uncover the underlying intrinsic trend. And you're like, what? Yeah, macro, baby. Okay, you ready? You emotionally ready? All right. Wow, huh? Look at yields up, oil up a little bit, but at 65. Yeah. Remember our line in the sand is between 55, 65. So that's kind of interesting. Gold, yeah, gold down a little bit. Stocks, you're trying to hang in there, but there's a lot of concern. One of the concern is found on the Commitment of Traders report, which I'm sure you reviewed. Huh? You're like, Wayne, I don't know how to read the COT report. Well, let me see if I can simplify it for you. There it is. Okay, there it is. Net long, net short. So now you know the direction money is moving, and it takes 20 seconds for you to know the entire in uh, capital flow of the institutional players in the United States. And you're like, Wayne, I don't have time for that. Dude, you don't have 20 seconds. Well, the reason we do that is we have all the COT data at tradars.com. Yeah, by the way, that those numbers were from 2 weeks ago. So I didn't give you the answer to the question, but anyways, you either know or you don't know. But there is a reason why this is happening, and you should know it, I think. And so what we do is we gather that information, then analyze it, then email it to you the second the COT report comes out. So by Friday afternoon, you're out on the golf course with your buddies, your phone goes bzzz, and you look at it and you're like, oh my God, look at that money. Look at the flow into Swiss franc. Jiminy cricket. And your buddies are like, what are you doing? You got to hit your shot. And you're like, dude, I'm checking the capital flows into Swiss franc. Give me 20 seconds, dude. And they're like, that guy's smart. Yeah, he's got TRADARS. Anyway, Bitcoin, down, down, down. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so let's see how you guys are feeling about the markets. This is a sentiment thing. The survey I asked you is a market survey, and generally, sort of a little more risk on than risk off. So slightly bullish, I guess. Okay, slightly bullish. All right. So we again before this live stream, we meet as a team at traders.com, and I've already reviewed all the fundamentals and gone through all the risk gauges and stuff like that. So we've already done that analysis. It's really right. Okay. Pete says, "Hey, can we look at Ripple?" Yeah, for sure, man. I know it's hot to go. Same thing with Ethereum. They've done very well. In fact, Peter, why don't I do that right now? Oh wait, I don't have it here, do I? I do. That's right. I added that for you actually. So ADA, no. Bitcoin, okay. Ethereum, okay. I'll take out Litecoin. Select. Okay, just do it. All right. Let's let's analyze. Oh, I need to add. Hang on. Don't look at it yet. Don't look at it. I'm supposed to have the crypto thing. Oh, I don't have one. I only have Bitcoin. 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 Oh, and Ethereum and Ripple XRP. All right, there we go. So now we can go and say, ooh la la, I know, right? Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at the patterns in the markets for these assets. Do we care about the 15-minute charts and stuff, or do we want to go a little bigger? I don't know. I kind of want to go a little bigger. Bitcoin is breaching through an uptrend. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. That's meaningful because if it does break this, it sets up that lower low, or at least to the bottom here. That gets us down to 115. Oh la la. Okay. So all we know is the pattern that was presented, okay, was like this. This is what was happening at that time. So if you're a bull, you're probably buying dips at support. Great, 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 great. What TRADARS is pointing out here is we have breached. Oh. So if this pattern fails, then what's the next pattern? Probably something like that with concern level around 115. Yeah. Cool. Cool, baby. So anyways, Bitcoin here. All right. Well, I wouldn't call this bullish, would you? Lower low, lower high. Uh-huh. That's on the 4-hour. So you can see a breach here from short-term bullishness to potentially short-term bearishness fits tickety-boo in this bigger term bearishness. You see? Because this is what we're analyzing. This whole thing here is just that little circle. So if it does breach, dude, I said 115. It's saying 114 and a half, but that's just this leg. And then the next leg is more like 113, which is amazing if you're basically at 119, right? So yeah, be careful. Be careful. Okay, and there's nothing for Ethereum? Really? Nothing for Ripple? Really? All right, let's turn Bitcoin off and let's turn everything on. That's it? All right, so let's zip in here a little bit. All right. Okay. Okay. So this is what TRADARS saw on the daily chart. Seems like there's some level of support. Okay. Or in this case, it was resistance. Sorry. And I'm going to draw it slightly different because I can. All right. So there's this, and then there's that. This is why this is there. This is how it's doing the calculation. If you breach this resistance, you go to the next resistance. So that's how it comes up with 3.33 from 2.75. Now, of course, the much bigger question is if we can go to 3.75. Oh my God. Okay. So yeah, that's a big deal, right? So up to 3.33, and then we got the test of the top, and that's what matters most. Okay? Because a bear could sell here. They have all the right to sell that if they wanted to. Now, I wouldn't. I would kind of somewhere in here, if I was a bear here or here, I'd get involved. But right now, there's a breach of something. Therefore, the next level is the obvious. Now, Peter, it's looked at the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the 60-minute, and the 240-minute, and didn't find any uptrend, downtrend, sideways, or right, reversal patterns, which are just forms of multiple time frame scenarios. So this is all it's found, but it says this was a key move. As soon as it recognized it, it popped it in there. Lewis says, how much does volume affect price? Well, the more people that are trading, the more it'll move price. But it doesn't give you direction, because you could have heavy selling volume or you could have heavy buying. And knowing when it's likely to occur is way more important than knowing that it has occurred. And that's where most people go wrong. They're like, let's pick something. USD. Okay. So on MT4, you go to properties and you go to here and you do show volume. Okay. And now you can zoom in, let's say. Okay. So you had, let's see if I can update this even further. Show volume. And then over here, can I make it thicker? Volume. No, I can't make it thicker, but maybe I can make it stand out a little bit better. Dark blue instead. Anyways, volume is down here. So peak volume occurred here. Okay. So this is Asia Open. London Open and New York. Okay. Kind of got crushed on the idea that Trump was going to fire Powell yesterday. Okay. But nonetheless, volume increased there. Is that normal levels of volume? No, it's pretty high. And was it news related? Yeah. But I think if you go through this, you can find that there is a common pattern of higher volume, decrease, higher volume, and then decrease, higher volume, and then decrease, right? And so you can look at that and try to anticipate when the volume is going to be there. So you're paddling in front of the wave. If you're going to surf the wave, you have to paddle before it gets to you. Okay. So how do you do that? Because, by the way, so what I guess what I'm saying is, by the time it records it as a spike in volume, it already happened and you already missed it. You already missed the wave. Okay. So one of the things we can do is we measure all of that. Okay, Lewis? We've already done all this work. And here's the hour of the day. But we don't just do hour of all days. We do hour of day of all Thursdays. Hour of day. This is volume, kind of. It's kind of volume. It's volume related. It's, cause and effect. You can measure the cause. You can measure the effect. It kind of adds up to the same thing. But nonetheless, we look at every Thursday when it occurs. Every Friday, when does it occur? Sundays and Mondays and Tuesdays. So we don't just look at 24 hours and average it out. It's 24 hours times 7 times 30. Whoa, dude. That's a lot of observations, but that's not even true because this is hour per day times 15. It's so times 4. So 24 times 7, okay, times 4 times 30. Oh my God. So anyways, it's good numbers, right? And so anyways, doing all of that, we can tell you the best day of the week, okay? Like Friday afternoons is not a good time to be making these decisions. Volume and volatility wane. Why? People are getting out. And then here, people are getting in. So you can buy Sunday, Monday morning, volume and volatility increases, then kind of pauses, and then Tuesday you have another rally, and by Thursday maybe it's profit-taking day. Okay, but anyway, so there's your week if you want to use this as volume indicator. It's not, like I said, it's related. It's not actually measuring volume, but it's measuring activity. And so it's on and off increases of activity. Then you can go down like on Thursdays. This is a good time. Asia open. And London actually isn't for the U.S. Treasury. But you should probably be getting into the market around 6 a.m. Okay, around 6 a.m., you should be paddling, and the wave hits you by 7. By 8, you're surfing, and by the time the stock market opens, guess what? You're already done for the day. Let me explain every Thursday if you're trading the 10-year T-note. Okay, these are your 3 hours. That's it. Yeah. So what these traders did is they combined that, and so they got in earlier. So this is the London boys, right? And so they're checking in at 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're trying to figure out their trade of the day. Okay? This is resistance, not support. Are the London boys going to buy it at resistance or sell it at resistance? Remember, volume won't tell you direction. You have to know how to trade. So again, please answer it. Maybe it's Captain Obvious, but I am trying to make a point. The London boys log in, and they're trying to decide, do they buy at resistance or do they sell at resistance? What's the London desk trade of the day? Obviously, YouTube lag, but sell. Now, most of that trade's done. So if you're trying to get involved in this asset, quantitatively speaking, you probably have already missed the boat. You can buy low down here. So you think treasuries are going to go up, and the anticipated buy zone, okay, is okay, in the low to mid 110. And you think it's going to go up, but dude, it's going to take 24 hours. So we're going to lose volume and volatility throughout the day. with some fits and starts. You know what happens here? This little move, that's a London close. Cool. So the next move will start in Asia. Oh, snap! So you can buy it now. It'll probably move sideways till Asia, and then it'll go up. Or it'll move sideways, and then in Asia it'll come down. That's the thing. We don't know the direction. We just know this tells you when trades are being put on. And you can't trade this market by yourself. Okay? You cannot trade this market by yourself. You're not big enough to move the market. And you're like, well, Wayne, if I was the only one trading it. Yeah, well, there's already positions in. You're not going to be able to take out that kind of volume to get the market to move. So we kind of need to know the day of the week and the time of the day to be placing our trades. So if you're frustrated because you place a good trade but nothing happens for 7 hours, it's because it was a great trade at the wrong time of day. Oh. So now if we look at like euro yen, let's go to, is this a good time of day? No, but it's better than it was, so maybe you're building up. And we're going to hit peak volume in the next hour and a half to 2 hours. And then this is the London close. It's actually here, but people are preparing for the London. Okay. And then this move here, right? This is the New York close. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. This is Tokyo Open. This is Shanghai Open. This is the London boys getting ready for the London Open. And then this is the New York boys getting ready for the New York Open. And guess what amateurs do? They trade here. They trade here. Okay. And they trade here, for example, after the fact. Has anyone heard of the London breakout strategy? That was some nonsense that was pitched many years ago. And you let the volatility of the London Open dictate what you do the rest of the day. Therefore, by definition, the strategy is trade where the X is. Trade after the volume and volatility has occurred. And then pick up the crumbs. It's pretty dumb. And you would do something like that if you had no idea what you were doing. So you're like, well, the London boys know what they're doing, so whatever they do, I'll wait 2 hours after the fact, and then I'll do what the London boys did. Yeah, well, they already did it. Now, if you know what you're doing, you understand what the London boys are going to do, and you trade with them. So do you think you can be a professional trading after the fact, quantitatively? That doesn't make any sense. Okay? If you're trading in here, it doesn't make any sense. If you're trading in here, it doesn't make any sense. If you're trading here, it doesn't make sense. So where should you be trading? Yeah. Okay. Here to here. Now let's do that black. Okay. Can you trade Asia on the euro yen? Yes. Why do you think euro yen moves during the Asian session? Because we have an Asian currency. And then it moves even better in the European session. Why? Actually, you know what? No, that's New York. Yeah. And then we fizzle after all of this. Don't trade it here. Why? Europe and Asia are close. You see? logic and intelligence. Let's take a look at NASI. We going to have a good day or a bad day? Okay. Well, Thursday. Okay. And by 10:30, it fizzles out, huh? Looking at this move per day, this tells me your focus should be on swing trading. Don Pablo asks, hey, oh, you asked twice. Okay, good. Why would the pound be strong if unemployment is increasing? Because the Bank of England is going to have to cut rates, and cutting rates will save the economy and push up GDP. That's one way. But it could just be short-term adjustments because whatever. So it could just be for today. So what we're trying to figure out is if you're a bull, this is your day, how you planned it. Okay? Now inside of that, we have resistance that was breached and becomes support. So now that's price action. And you may be analyzing it as if we are now this way. Is that what you think? Okay. Well, let's take a look. So you're like, okay, there's still a couple of hours of decent trading before you have to get ready for the London close. So a couple more hours of up. So maybe we can take this to 23. No, Don, that's a difficult one. Yeah, it's a difficult one. But the best thing to do is just to say, well, why would you do that? Because people are doing it, right? But it could just be short term is the other. All right, so you're like, okay, in the next couple hours, maybe I want to buy the Nasdaq at the market open. I got 2 to 3 hours of volume coming. I can catch this roll reversal. So you again, you're kind of an hour late. Like you should be in this lower hour, working your way up. On Thursdays, it's a moderate day. So we don't care about this. Oops. Yeah, we don't care about this. We just know Thursdays are moderate days. And really, you should have been in earlier. You can see that it seems to be trending up. So, you could look at this and go to your charts, of course, and do technical analysis. And you're like, okay, buy a dip on a roll reversal. That's easy if you're a bull. That's easy technical analysis. The other thing you could do 2 hours ago is you can, check the patterns and say, okay, all right, should I be a buyer of NASDAQ? And you can check that here. And NASDAQ bullish on a 30-minute chart. NASDAQ bullish on a 15-minute chart. And you're only day trading, right? So you're like, okay, on the 15 and 30, you got permission to engage. NASDAQ on a 4-hour, and that's kind of what we were analyzing on the other chart was, this is a role reversal if you're a bull in an up channel. So in using this analysis, remember how to use this chart. I guess let me pull it up. Okay, if you're a bull, remember you decided you were going to be a bull on the other chart, then you have two choices. Remember, you can kick it off the moving average or you can kick it off the bottom of the channel. It kicked off the bottom of the channel. Okay. You could have measured it this way instead of trending. Okay. It ends up still being, if you're a bull, you buy the dip. Price action, I prefer to keep it above here, and it's within reason. It's kind of the moving average. It's. I'm not saying this is the world's greatest trade, but it was tradable. If you pop that in with the best time of day in the direction of the trade, right? So if this is sort of London boys coming home from lunch and the New York boys, sorry ladies, and the New York ladies logging in for their first trade of the day, but you can't sell it at support, right? Very least. So anyways, maybe this is just the first trade of the day. And we also know in 2 or 3 hours, okay, we're going to lose volume. And then we'll probably gain a little and then fizzle, and then we'll have to do this all over again tomorrow. Okay? Asia, London, New York. Okay? Probably not London close, but New York close. Okay? And so if we're up here in the open of Tokyo and Shanghai trading, are they going to buy it high or sell it high? Well, if you're bears, okay, and here if you're bulls, and here if you're bears. That's neat, right? Neato. Nifty. So we did a session this morning already. Then I'm doing the YouTube and now. David's doing price action very soon. Right now. Oh my God, David's on right now. I got to go check out David's session. And then later today, I am doing swing trading. And then tomorrow, I'm going to be at FX